Hey, Carlie.
Hello. Okay. I think this is okay. This is good. We're good. We're good. Okay, there we go. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm late.
Oh,
I'm having family time right now in Texas.
oh,
So,
okay. Sorry.
no, it's all good. I love this stuff, but yeah, so I apologize.
Oh, it's all good. You know what's funny is I'm not sure if you remember this, but uh, I interviewed you for our podcast, and you were the very, very first episode of our podcast ever about a year ago.
Yes.
And we did the interview, and your manager, if Danny's still managing you at the time, we did the interview in her car. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was sick. Just right
Yeah,
after it was right after I went on, and then we just
yeah,
didn't.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played with Bad Sons and you got off. And then actually about a month or two after that show, I ended up interviewing Tosh for our podcast as well. So that was cool.
Love that.
Yes. Well, again, thank you so much, Carlie, for doing this. Again, we've had you on. So our podcast is about your journey in music and how you got to where you are now. When we interviewed you, you hadn't even released Junk yet. So we could kind of pick up from there. I mean, you had, I think Back in My Arms was about to come out, or maybe it was Us. I'm not sure if you remember.
Us was pretty early on, so it was probably Back in My Arms that was coming out. Uh,
Okay.
I'm really bad with time, but it was probably back.
Okay.
Um, yeah. What a crazy transition I've made since then, honestly. Junk is really my firstborn child, and now I'm on to the next. And I've really I feel like next project I do, I'll say the same thing. Like I found myself more, and I know more about myself, and I've matured a bit. And I
Mhm.
also like have been in the music industry a bit longer, so I kind of know like how sessions work now, and what I really want to talk about. And obviously, as you get older, you know yourself more and you figure yourself out, and how to deal with shit and whatever. But
Mhm.
yeah, so it's this next project is very like a it's like I think Junk was like baby me, and now this project Destroy is like the like thing that needed to come out of me, and be talked about, and it's like the more grown up version of Junk, I think.
Very cool. Yeah. I love it. I've actually had a chance to hear the whole record, and oh my gosh, it is
Sick.
so good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. You've released what, like 3 or 4 songs from the EP so far?
Yeah, so Side Effects, Days In, Stealing All My Friends, and Ego.
Good
Um,
enough? Is Good Enough going to be on
oh, and
it?
Good Things. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Very cool.
yeah,
Um, well, I want to go back to Junk real quick. Okay, so just to pick up where we left off last time we talked. So you were about to release the record. You were doing the tour with Bad Sons,
hmm
and I mean, from there you've just skyrocketed. So kind of tell me from that Bad Sons tour, what'd you do? What kind of happened next for you?
After the Bad Sons tour,
Like like
I
like did you do a big release show for Junk or anything like that? Because you hadn't even put it out yet. It was still kind of
yeah, I guess I gotta think back a bit. I'm so bad with memory. I'm like a 50-year-old woman, man, with this memory. But yeah, I just like had a little release party with the people who were on Junk and made Junk with me, and I had that. And then I think a little bit after it came out or before it came out, I'm so bad with time, but I had a fan meetup and I played them songs that I had been making at that time. So like I played them what maybe would be coming out, and then I got like a good sense of what they wanted to hear a bit.
mm-hmm.
And actually the one song that they all kind of were like, you need to put this out, you need to put this out, was Fires. And Fires is the first track on Destroy.
Okay.
And I was actually like, after I had that little meetup with my fans, I was like gonna put Fires out literally like right after that. But because the Australia fires had just happened right when I had that meetup, I was like, no, there's no way I can put a song out called Fires. I go setting fires. This terrible, terrible thing is happening in Australia. So like that got pushed back, and then like whatever later on, I continued making music, and it all turned out great, whatever. But that was something interesting that happened.
Wow. Wait, so that song was written before Junk even came out?
Uh,
Or was it right after it came out?
right after, actually. It was right after, and it's actually a song I wasn't a part of at first, which I'm never like the type to take outside songs that I've never written, because I love to be a part of every song that I write, because it's really hard for me to connect with outside songs.
Sure.
But somebody on my team had sent me the song, and they're like, oh, this got sent to somebody else, but I think this could be really good for you. So that was the first time I ever heard an outside song, and I was like, holy shit, I want to be a part of this. I want to write on this. This literally sounds like I wrote it anyway. So I'd rewritten some parts and like sang it myself and whatever and made it my own. So that song has been the most, I guess, different from any other song I've done, because it's an outside song and I've never. So that's pretty cool. That's a very unique song on the track. And then also that was the first time I got somebody else on one of my songs, Lil West, who's featured on it. So.
Oh, that was your first song to have a feature on it. Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So other than that, I mean, really after the Bad Sons tour, I just like went into writing more again, and I moved out. I was in an apartment. I was living by myself. I moved into a house with 2 roommates, and I've never done that before. So
How was that? How's the roommate situation?
It's been pretty good. I mean, the only like downside was that quarantine happened, and you live with these people you see them every day. You live and breathe them. You're in their space every single day. So that's kind of been like I don't know if I can. I mean, yeah, having roommates is definitely.
So you never had roommates prior, and then you move into a house, now you have some roommates, and then you gotta be inside with them.
It really is an experience for sure. But yeah, so just like I don't know, yeah, I mean, basically that's
it in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's really it.
So, last time we talked, you told obviously your story about iHeartRadio and then doing the Zayn cover, and that's how you kind of got hooked up with your original producers, right? And that's how you met the people from House of Wolf.
Yeah,
they're from Canada. Is that
Canada?
The story?
Yep, they're from Canada. They're the first producers I've ever worked with. The first time I ever been in a studio was with them, and so grateful for that, because they were just, it was 3 guys originally. One left the trio but yeah, it was really cool. And I still they actually did,
they worked with you on the new record, right? That's
okay, they did Days In, and they did the acoustic version of Days In as well, but that's the only song they were a part of on this project. But still, I've continued working with them, and it's been great. They're like my brothers to me, so
that's cool. And with this with this new project, were you able to work? Were you working with different producers than with Junk? Or with Junk, were you mainly working with House of Wolf?
No, for Junk it was actually so on this project on Destroy I worked with pretty much the same people, except for, I'm just thinking about it really quick. Stealing All My Friends, I had brought a new writer in. His name's All Day, that I'd never worked with before, but now he's literally the boy version of me. So that was very cool to like witness, to feel literally me as a man writing with.
How was it working with yourself?
Really nice. I love just always agreeing on things. And just his vibe, like I really love him. So, and I want to continue working with him. So that was cool. But I was very sure that I wanted to continue working with the same people, but bring in just a few other, not like totally like scope out a bunch of new people, but bring in like just a few people who maybe I could connect with. And then there's this crazy ass producer, Tim Randolph, and he co-produced on Ego with this other producer, Ahmad Royal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd never worked with them before. Tim has done a bunch of Imagine Dragons shit, and that's like a lane I haven't quite gotten to yet, like hardcore, like crazy rock, I guess you'd call.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so they both worked on Ego, and that was like the most out there track I've ever done, I think, because it's so like so much is going on in that track, but in the simplest way. I feel like it's not too much to take in, but it's still very crazy and fun.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's the most recent one that you just put out, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And that's because it's got Ian Dore on it, right? He's rapping on it.
Yeah. So I actually didn't imagine that song being having a feature in the first place. I had a second verse on there and everything, and it was whatever, cool. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'd brought up to somebody on my team. I had been listening to Ian Dior, and I was just like, he could be cool to work with later on or whatever. And then it just so happened we like sent him a few songs, and Ego was one of them, and he really liked it and he wanted to get on it. So I did not say no. I was like, yeah, I want to do this. So that works out really cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I love the video you did for Good Enough as well. You want to tell me about that? And I love that Tosh is in it.
Tasha's in it, Ryan's in it, my band, we're back together. Yeah, that was bittersweet because it was a taste of performing again. We haven't been performing, so it was nice to just get in there. And although I was just singing to the track, I was really performing it and whatever. So
You can tell that you're really performing it. I was gonna actually bring that up because a lot of time in the videos you can tell that the person's just kind of like, okay, I've got to lip sync this again for the 10 billionth time. But like you have like passion behind your music video acting. I love it.
Yeah, it's where I have the most fun. So I'm actually making another video, a performance video soon of the whole EP. So it's
cool.
just gonna be me and the band again, just like performing everything and whatever, because we can't tour, and I've been like aching to just release all the energy pent up inside me. So yeah, that was really cool. And I had to run on a treadmill for like an hour.
Was that exhausting?
It was pretty exhausting, but I need the workout every now and again. So
there you go.
So yeah, that was a really fun video, and I got to pour paint on shit and destroy everything. Hence, destroy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really fun video.
You said that was the first time you got a chance to kind of play live, so to speak, since the quarantine. Because you guys were constantly going. I mean, working and touring, and tell me about what were you guys doing right before the lockdown happened, and how did that kind of affect your game plan here with destroy?
There is 4.
I always got to count it out.
So there was talk of me having a headline tour in the States because I had just done one in Europe. We had just gotten back from South Korea. I was there for the first time. I was in Europe doing my headline tour. And I was also in Australia opening up for Lauv right before.
Wow.
So we were traveling a lot, which I love, of course. But yeah, there was talk of me maybe doing a headline tour in the States, but then that, I guess, kind of just like, we were like, oh, maybe you should like have an album out, and like that just didn't work out. We just wanted a different scenario for that to happen. But yeah, so that was like something we were talking about. I was just honestly writing still. But yeah, I guess, and I was like learning how to produce on my own for a second. I am still now currently during quarantine. That's really what I've been putting my time towards.
That's cool.
But yeah, so it was pretty normal, honestly. Before quarantine, I was just doing sessions and living in a house with 2 roommates. So I was hanging out with them all the time and just being normal. And yeah, so I was hoping there was going to be like festivals I was going to be looking forward to and more performing and whatever, but obviously that did not happen. So that's really what I was doing.
Was the record complete before?
The record, so I had written every song that's on the project before quarantine started. And then most of quarantine I just spent picking what the track list was and what the theme was and what like kind of all the songs had in common. So I was spending a lot of my time like figuring that out, and then also like
So you had you had obviously more songs than
yeah
what are on the record, and was that
yeah
hard to narrow down?
um kind of, but also like for example, Is That a Thing was something I was holding on to for a long time. I think Stealing All My Friends was the last song that I had written from the project, and that was in like February or January or something. And I knew I wanted Fires to come out, but of course that didn't happen because
Sure.
and then yeah, I mean it wasn't too hard because I those were the songs I loved the most out of everything that I'd written. So I just tried to combine them and put them in a track list order that made sense, and then find the common theme of what the hell am I saying that's similar to Days In and to Side Effects and whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, it wasn't too hard. They all kind of felt right together.
And then you had them written, but they weren't recorded yet?
No, they were all recorded.
Oh, everything was good.
Everything was done. There was obviously like some production notes that I wanted to get right on some songs, but yeah, everything was recorded and ready to go, and just needed some fix ups and some mixing and all that.
And then but then the quarantine happened, so did that push it? Obviously pushed it back quite a bit
Um,
there.
yeah, quarantine. So everything was like recorded, written, whatever before quarantine, but then like yeah, I spent most of quarantine fixing up parts of the songs, and then mixing and mastering is honestly more of a struggle than I think people think it is. Like I
Mhm.
really am such a perfectionist on that shit. I just want to like get that right. So I've been doing that a lot of the time, and
You're helping mix it yourself, or are you just listening to the mixes and coming back and saying,
yeah,
I want
I'll listen to the mixes and I'll do like 6 more fucking versions and be bring the drums down at this part, lift my ad lib up at this part, whatever, all that shit. So that's a lot of what I've been spending my time doing for sure.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you said you're gonna do like you're gonna what, get Tosh to get the band together and play what, the whole EP
Yeah, that's the
straight
plan.
through?
That's the plan. I'm still spending time with family, but right when I get back, I'm hoping to do like a performance video like Good Enough, but actually live, and performing the whole EP because I can't tour, so I might as well put
Sure.
it in the video and send it off to the world.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Have you done any live stream stuff or just the
Yeah,
videos?
we've done like some YouTube live streams. There's one that it's more like a video game.
Oh, Twitch?
Yes, we've been doing live streams.
How's that? Because
It's cool. It's
that's
cool.
not really performing, is it? Or is it
Yeah,
performing?
we'll perform on there. I don't know why we're performing on a video game, but
But
um,
everybody else is, so what the hell?
everybody else is. Yeah, we did that a few times, and just like some YouTube, Instagram stuff. So yeah.
Is it just you by yourself, or how are you doing
So
it?
I've been wanting to bring the band in every single time, just because anytime we can all get together, I want that because
That's
I
good.
love them. So yeah.
Yeah. And your live show is so fun. It's so good.
It's where my family's being loud, so I'm like trying to mute
Oh,
them. It's when it's crazy.
no.
Okay. Come to the party, baby. Yeah. Sorry, what was the question?
Oh, I was just commenting like how awesome your live show is. So
Oh,
I can't
thank you.
wait till,
Yes,
yeah.
that is where I shine the most. I think personally, it's just like, because to be able to write what I'm feeling and then put it in a song is fucking amazing, but then to showcase it to people watching is just everything I could ever ask for. So yeah.
Amazing, amazing. I've well, I real quick, I just want to ask this question because it was quite a topic when we talked last time, was just your love for Justin Bieber, and you said that that you've never had a chance to meet him, and you wouldn't be able to handle it if you did. So have you met him yet?
I haven't met him, but you know what? I feel like I could really control myself though.
You
now.
think so? Now you've had enough time.
I think I mean, honestly, I don't know. It has to happen, and then I'll let you know what happens, because I will have a bit of a starstruck moment for sure. But then I've like met people recently that are very, you know, high up, celebrity, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
They're just normal people. They're literally just like, it doesn't matter. They're just normal, and they you know, they do regular things. So like, I feel like for a second I'll be like, oh my God, you're the reason why I'm living and breathing and
Sure.
singing. But I'll get over that, I think. But yeah.
That's good. Okay. I was just checking because like you were telling me, you're like, I couldn't handle meeting him. And we were also talking about Taylor Swift. Have you met her? That was another one.
I haven't met her yet. I don't know if I met you at this point, but I actually was DMing with Demi Lovato at
Oh no.
a while ago, because she posted about 2 of my songs in separate times, but I can't remember which one I responded to, but I responded to one of them, and I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And she was very sweet, and that was really fucking mind-blowing for me.
Yeah, big fan of hers.
You like, she's just, I mean, I grew up watching her on Camp Rock, and I loved her music and her music videos when I was younger, especially. But yeah, it's just shit like that is so weird. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, if 12-year-old me can see this shit, like, so yeah.
That's great. Yeah, we were talking about how you and I we didn't go together obviously, but we both saw Taylor Swift on the Reputation tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking about, because Troye Sivan came out one of the night that we were both in the same building together. And I asked because we were talking about how she put your song Only One on her playlist, on her Apple playlist. Yeah. And you're like, I just couldn't believe, like, I'm not convinced that she's even heard my song.
I mean, I really wasn't though. Like, when my manager told me that, I was like, but I feel like her team is just like curating this playlist.
No, I don't think so.
But I think she really is now, deep down.
She is. She's a fan. Yeah. Well, thank you, Carlie, so much for talking with me again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I love the new EP. It's so good. I can't wait. Yeah, for everyone else to hear it or whatever. But I have one more question. I know you've answered this before, but I want to get another answer from you to see. Right. I'm going to match it up to see if it's the same. Do you have any advice for aspiring artists?
I wonder if it has changed. I guess all I would say is take any chance you get at putting yourself out there, because if I wouldn't have posted that Zayn Malik cover, I would not be sitting here talking to you right now, and I wouldn't be doing all the things I'm doing. So take any chance you see, continue writing or playing, whatever it is that you do. Don't give up, because you could give up, but the next day you could have done something that you never knew about if you gave up the day before. So just keep going is literally all I can say. Bringing it backwards.